Kentucky Fried Chicken and McDonald's are the earliest American fast food chains that entered the Chinese market. Retail giants Walmart and Costco, France's Carrefour, Germany's Metro Group, and Taiwan's RT Mart are popular retail outlets in China. These foreign retail stores and fast food brands should now seriously reevaluate their Chinese market strategy. Beijing is rolling out new policies that will significantly reduce their competitiveness in China. As Beijing pushes for state-owned retail and cafeterias to dominate the industry, the market space left for foreign brands will be dwindling fast. Hi, I'm Lei. Welcome to Leisrealtalk. Welcome to my show. McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken are considered the top foreign consumer brands in China. Kentucky Fried Chicken opened its first store in downtown Beijing on November 12, 1987, and was the first American fast food chain in China. It came 3 years earlier than McDonald's, which opened its first store in Shenzhen in 1990. Walmart entered China in 1996. France's Carrefour followed in 1995 and enjoyed being the fastest-growing foreign retailer for about 2 decades. In recent years, however, foreign retailers faced additional challenges as they are subject to more regulatory investigations from Beijing authorities. As a result, in 2019, Carrefour sold 80% of its Chinese business to Suning.com. German retailer Metro Group sold 80% of Metro China to Chinese retail giant Wumei Technology in 2020. There were rumors that Metro would exit the Chinese market, but the German retail giant denied it at the end of August. Metro should think it over again because the worst hasn't happened yet. All private grocery and food supply chains in China are facing fast-approaching market shifts in the next year or two. After the CCP's 20th Party Congress, the speed at which the state-owned supply and retail cooperatives are emerging is alarming. After China has restored more than 10,000 state-owned retail co-ops in 5 years, with more than 30,000 total co-ops across the country, Beijing announced that another 50,000 co-ops are officially launched in rural areas nationwide. The provincial governments of Ningxia, Zhejiang, Guangdong, Jiangsu, and Hebei, and Anhui, Sichuan, Guizhou have released recruitment ads for the retail co-ops, and total new staff hiring in 2023 will reach hundreds of thousands. In Hubei, for example, the total number of people employed by the co-ops was 452,000 at the end of 2021. The head of the Provincial Co-op Society said the goal is to reach 1.5 million employees by 2025, more than tripling the current headcount. The Chinese co-op is a product of the planned economy of the Mao era and is a synonym for scarce commodities. Although it uses the name cooperative, it differs from the farmers' cooperatives in the West because Chinese farmers don't own the farmland. These state-owned co-ops buy from farmers and sell directly to consumers. They sell agricultural products as well as daily necessities. After economic reforms started in the 1980s, they gradually lost their appeal. From 1992 to 1998, the number of co-ops declined from more than 1 million to 400,000. But they never completely disappeared. The regime has been reforming and redeveloping the concept to make it fit new situations. What enabled Xi Jinping to roll out the CCP's planned Economy 2.0 didn't happen overnight. His predecessors had slowly paved the way for him. During Jiang Zemin's time in February 1995, the CCP issued a directive to reform the co-ops. As a result, the All-China Federation of Supply and Retail Cooperatives was established as a ministerial-level unit. During Hu Jintao's time, in November 2009, the State Council issued an opinion on accelerating the reform and development of supply and retail co-op. And in January 2010, the China Supply and Retail Group was established. The company controls the import of agricultural products and is the largest fertilizer import in China, with an annual sales volume of 20 million tons. It also controls 1/5 of the country's distribution and sales of cotton, including 500,000 tons of high-quality cotton from Xinjiang. It has more than 1,400 directly operated supermarket chains and 90 grain storage depots with a total warehouse capacity of 30 million tons. The organization has increased its coverage of China's rural area from 56% in 2012 to 95% in 2018. In 2021, its revenue reached 6.26 trillion yuan, an increase of 18.9% from the year before. Its revenue grew 65 times in 10 years, from 2011 to 2021, making it China's largest company with revenue twice that of China Petroleum and Chemical Group at 2.3 trillion yuan. As mentioned on its website, its responsibilities also include guiding the development of the national supply and retail business, organizing, coordinating, and managing important agricultural materials and agricultural byproducts. Moreover, it receives government subsidies, so domestic, private, or foreign retail giants can't compete with them. Carrefour and Metro will be forced to reduce their footprint in China to become specialty stores to serve the expat community and a small number of wealthy Chinese. Along with the state retail co-ops came the state-run canteens. Cheap, small, and medium-sized public canteens are set up in China's urban and rural communities. Here's a CCP publicity video showing a woman enjoying a cheap canteen meal. This public canteen in Guangxi province offers a discount to the elderly. It's decorated with Cultural Revolution-style posters with slogans like "Food Services for the Revolution" and "Follow Chairman Mao." In fact, the co-ops and the public canteens are integrated. The co-op monopolizes the purchase and sale of grain, oil, meat, and produce, and is the official supplier for the public canteens. The government owns both, and together they will control food pricing. Chinese farmers will soon have to sell their products exclusively to the government through the co-op. The end result will be they will monopolize the food supply chain. As state-owned enterprises, they will receive priority in financing, transportation, and logistics support. They will rapidly expand to occupy the market and will never go out of business. Private restaurants, food services, and supermarkets will be impossible to compete with them. As the Chinese economy declines, the economically depraved Chinese will have to depend on state food providers. However, the quality at these state-owned outlets will not be guaranteed. One, people are not motivated to run them like businesses. Currently, the profit margin of the co-ops has been very low as it has relied on government subsidies. Another problem is corruption. For example, in 2013, government subsidies to the co-ops exceeded 6 billion yuan, of which nearly 80% flowed to the co-ops' holding companies, while the grassroots co-ops received almost no subsidies. According to a report in China News Weekly in 2020, in the past 5 years, at least 5 in-charge persons at provincial level and 10 at municipal level co-ops have been investigated or removed for corruption, and this is based on incomplete statistics. The CCP's own investigators describe the co-op system corruption as a vegetable garden that's left unattended. Beijing's purpose is to control resources and cope with the possible economic crisis in China. In the event of a war or economic collapse, controlling food supplies will be the same as controlling the populace and society. Retail co-ops and state canteens will be used to deploy supplies, manage the community, and to a certain extent, stabilize society. After the Party Congress, the Ministry of Housing and Construction and the Ministry of Civil Affairs issued a notice of a 2-year pilot program that requires each municipality to select 3 to 5 communities to test-build state-funded centers, including canteens, daycare centers, senior centers, and health services centers. State-funded service centers control Chinese people's lives from birth to death. There isn't much of a market left for multinational companies. If I were them, I'd think of an exit plan right now. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you soon.